I'm Amy from the Wellness Zone. Just a little quick reminder that this is intended for Best Buy Wellness Zone members. Also, if you could, once you do the class, either live or afterwards, just maybe give us a little comment on the post just to let us know you are here and if you enjoy it or any comments or questions, feel free to comment on that post. If you are ready, we're going to just do a gentle flow restorative yoga, about 30-35 minutes. And then obviously you can lay there as long as you want at the end. But if you want to head over to your mat or at least just an open area, uncarpeted floor. And if you want to head over, you can start in your child's pose to begin. If you would rather start in seated or lying on your back, feel free for a few moments of kind of centering and catching your mental load and just bringing it right into the present moment. So if you are going to go into child's pose, I'll lead you here if you don't end up starting there, but bring your big toes together, knees wide, and then reach those hands out. You can also instead put your elbows under your shoulders, kind of support yourself, lengthen your neck. You can also kind of tuck your arms under you in a little ball. Sometimes it's really comforting to rest your forehead down on your hands. So many options there in child's pose. And first, I want you just to find this moment, closing the eyes, slowing the breath down. Start to notice where you are pulling that breath into. See if you can guide it a little deeper into the body. A little fuller into the sides, opening the rib cage. Maybe not forcing the breath anywhere, but more in a sense of just guiding it. Relaxing the belly as everything opens. You can use this tool of your breath as one, connection with the body and sensations you feel, and a way to slow your heart rate down, your breathing rate, but also the connection with your mind. So racing thoughts or outward world thoughts, and bring it in internal, and bring it into this present moment on your mat or in your space. You can use that as a tool to exhale away any worries. And let that breath exhale away any thoughts that aren't serving you, any judgments or expectations. Just knowing that change will happen, and it's how we react mentally and physically to those changes or little challenges. We'll start finding a little bit of movement, that connection with your body now. Let's just reach both hands out and then over toward the left, feeling your right side body open up. Take a big breath in, feeling this stretch through the right side. Slowly walking your hands all the way over to the right, feeling it in the left side. Maybe a little twist or turn. And walking those hands right back to center. I'm going to have you lift your hips off your heels just a little bit, walking your fingertips forward. I'm going to do a variation of kind of a cat-cow. So I want you to press your hands into the mat and tuck your tailbone round the back, engage the core. Feeling a little stretch in the shoulders. And then I want you to do the opposite. Pull your shoulders back, maybe even slide your hands back, kind of like a cow. And then cat the back, rounding up. And then inhale, arch the back, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. So one more time, each like this. And inhale, open. And I want you to slide the hands back underneath the shoulders and knees under hips. We can continue with our cat-cow from this all fours position. So exhale, rounding up the spine, tucking the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, pulling the chest forward. Engaging more muscles to make this happen as you exhale, rounding up into cat. Draw through that low core, belly button, exhaling, lifting to spine. Into opposite here, the upper back, pulling the shoulder blades down together, bringing that chest out forward. Continuing with your own flow of breath, adding in any twists or turns of the spine, the neck. Just do what feels natural. No right or wrong. Find what feels good. Maybe finding a little circular motion. Sometimes this is a little challenging with control, but I want you to exhale, round up into cat. And then try to make the left side body go to the left, belly down, and then to the right. And as if your body's in a barrel and you're trying to touch each part of your midline of your body. But once you've gone one way a few times, just find your other direction. Slowly come back to center when you're feeling even through both sides. We're going to find our kneeling plank. So I want you to engage your core into a neutral spine. So that's not overarched or over-rounded, just that nice flat line. You'll have a natural curve in the low back, a natural curve in the upper. I want you to walk those fingertips out just a little more. Find your kneeling plank. As you shift back, find your child's pose. Moving your hands around a little bit to make sure you can keep them in the same spot through your kneeling plank to child's pose. You're shifting back and forth, maybe finding your breath. Inhale forward, exhale back. Maybe flipping the toes under, getting ready for maybe a down dog. Start flowing into a low flow, kind of like a mini chaturanga. So forward into your kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Engage the core to push back to child's pose. Let's do that 2 more times. Forward to kneeling plank. Exhale down. Inhale and back. And when you are ready, you're going to find your way to down dog. So flow as many times as you'd like. And then flip those toes under. Engage the core, lift the hips high. Spend a moment or two walking up the heels, dropping one knee under and then the other, twisting the hips. Some people say wagging your tail. And we'll start the same way we did with low flow. So first, just shifting forward, finding your plank. Exhale, back down dog. What I want you to think about is your straight line or neutral spine from your head to your tailbone is stable and strong, core drawn in. And the joints you're using are your shoulders and your hips. We can add our chaturanga push-up. So let's find your down dog. I'm going to inhale forward, find your plank. Drop to the knees maybe if that's what you'd like. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to up dog or cobra. And exhale back, maybe passing through child's pose or right up to down dog. 2 more times forward. Exhale down, maybe from the knees. Inhale up. Flip the toes, exhale back. 1 more time, forward. And down. Inhale up. And exhale back. So we're just going to do a little spinal twist warm up, and then we'll stand. So I want you to set the knees down and let them be wide, wider than your feet. Your feet can kind of come together. Let's bring your left hand to the middle of your mat, and your right hand lifts high. Circle out the wrist, circle out the shoulder. Now take that right hand, palm facing up, thread it through so you can lay the right side body, right side of your head down on the mat. You can either leave that left hand by your face, extend it out like child's pose, or up and back into a bind. Take one more deep breath here and we'll go to our other side. Left hand places back onto the mat, nice and grounded, and lift tall. Little counter twist before we switch. And right hand down, left hand high. First, circle the wrist, circle the shoulder, and thread that needle, palm facing up. Left hand reaches to the right. Again, left or right hand can be by the face, extended, or in a half bow in the back. One more deep breath here. Replace that right hand back on the mat. Help yourself up. A little counter twist. And replace those hands and slowly make your way back to that down dog, flipping the toes and pushing the hips high. Good, let's start looking up at the hands and slowly walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. And you can find a nice ragdoll stretch. So either grabbing opposite elbows or just letting the arms hang. Bending the knees. Maybe a sway side to side or back and forth. Remember, always connecting to that breath. That's our tool to maybe release different tensions. Feel anything a little too much in the low back, maybe bending the knees, shifting your hips back a little. Release the neck so you're looking back in between your legs, not down at your feet. And we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. So engage your glutes and your core to start tucking, stacking each joint. Inhale, lift your hands tall. I want you to exhale, just pull your elbows down. We're going to do that 2 more times, just that reach. So during your reach, you can arch a little bit, you can look up, shrug your shoulders, but as you pull down, pull everything into place. A little tuck of the tailbone, shoulder blades down, tucking the chin, sliding it back. Good, one more. Inhale up. Pull the ribs in, a little tuck of the tailbone, everything lined up. Good, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this, but you stay right where you're at. Let's take that right hand to your right hip and inhale up and over. When you're ready, you just go right to the other side. Inhale up and over. Set that left hand on the left hip. Good. Back to center, reach both hands high. And I want you to take your left hand forward, right hand back. Naturally, our hips want to go right with us. Let's try to keep our hips square and center. Feel those muscles working as the left hand is pulling forward and right hand is pulling back. Good. Take that inhale, lifting high once again. And we have that right hand forward, left hand back. Good. Again, those hips want to twist, so pull those back to center. Feel those muscles work, lengthen, and inhale back high again. We can swan dive down, so bend the knees just slightly, push the hips back, and swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. That's going to be hands to your shins as you slide up until you feel that flat back. I want you to hold this for a moment, pushing your hips back a little bit, drawing your core in. I want you to realize this kind of should feel like a down dog, flip 90 degrees. You want that flat, nice spine from the top of your head to your tailbone. That feeling that hamstring stretching back or core work. Good, exhale back all the way down. You can step back and find your flow, meaning low flow from the knees or full chaturanga. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale back. Making your way to down dog. Take that right foot lifted high, and I want you to do anything you want with that top right leg. So that might be circles, wiggle it around, get some wiggles out, or kick back, open up that hip flexor. And exhale, slide that right foot wide of the right hand. So I want you just to slide forward and back in your low lunge to your half split. If you can't quite get that stretch or feel it, a lot of times if we scoot that front foot forward just a little bit, it helps us find that stretch a little quicker. Maybe matching your own breath connects you to your flow a little bit more. So inhale forward, exhale into your half split. Inhale forward. And we'll end in our low lunge, both hands connected to the mat, so we can push into those hands, push into the left toes to bring the right foot back. But you can flow through once again, forward, down, up, and back. If these flows ever become a little bit too much, you can definitely just find your way to your down dog. Well, down dog and child's pose, but everybody should find their way to down dog now. Take your left foot high. Find any little circles, little kicks or wiggles. And then slide that left foot wide of the left hand, setting that back knee down, and again flow back and forth. There will be distractions, whether it's in the room around you or through your mind. You practicing coming back into your space, mentally and physically. Just a little practice for off the mat as well. Guiding your thoughts back to where you want them to be. Let's end in that low lunge. Once again, press the hand back into the mat, right toes and left foot back. And we're going to take it back up to our forward fold, whether you hop, step, take little tiny steps, whatever you'd like. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back down. Bend the knees and drop the hips this time. Inhale high into mountain. We're going to turn towards you. And exhale, pull down. Whether you just find that alignment or a little arch. Inhale, back high again. Let's find chair this time. Find chair. And I want you to take your hands to heart center for the first one. So a lot of times in chair, sometimes we either over arch or over round. I want you to find that nice neutral line right in between. Finding a little twist, active twist. Take that left elbow to your right knee. Try to stay low or pass through mountain, but come to center. And exhale, twist other side. Then inhale to mountain and find our side body leans. Inhale high. Keeping the hands both lifted, let's grip that left wrist up and over to the right. Back to center, grip that right wrist and up and over to the left. Back to center and we'll swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, we'll hold again for a moment. A breath or two, drawing that core in. Tailbone, sit bones back to the back, wall behind you. Exhale, back down. You can hop or step the feet back and find your flow. Remember that flow can be anything, high, low, or maybe just a cat-cow. As long as we end back in our down dog. Once we're back in down dog, take that right foot lifted high once again. Maybe just circle the ankle, open the hips, close, and exhale, slide that right foot through all the way between the hands. If you only make it halfway, help yourself. Lift it up. Inhale, high crescent lunge. And exhale, lower inhale. If you feel too much of an arch in your lower back, bend that back knee a little bit, tuck the tailbone. Just two flows. I want you to inhale, crescent, straighten both legs, and airplane your arms back, kind of balancing pyramid. Bend that front knee, crescent lunge. Second time into that pyramid, straighten the legs, arms go back. Open up to your warrior two, so big turn open body, left hand back, right hand forward, straightening out that front leg. We're going to reach forward and down into triangle. The left hand is reaching high to the sky, right hand is reaching down, feeling like you're a strong, straight upper body from the top of your head to your tailbone. I want you to feel the difference from this to where we reach that top hand forward and maybe side body lean to feel that deeper through the left side. Slowly start to bend that front knee. You might bring elbow to knee, right elbow to right knee. Just going to switch, take that left hand down to the ground, find your lunge and a twisted lunge, reach your right hand high. Only as straight as you would like, straighten that right leg, start to feel outer hip, outer hamstring. Slowly come back down, squaring that foot, and take the right foot back, flowing through your chaturanga, your low flow, or cat-cow. Making your way back into your down dog. You do that same sequence on the other side. Left foot lifts. Again, circle the ankle, open the hips, close the hips. And exhale, slide that left foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Again, too much arch of the lower back, bend that knee and tuck the tailbone. Support the low back. Remember 2 times through lunge and pyramid. Inhale here. And exhale, straighten the legs, arms pull back. Be intentional about your motion. Take inhale high, crescent lunge. Exhale, straighten the legs, airplane arms in that modified pyramid. Take another breath here, knowing we're going to go into our warrior two. Open up the hips, warrior two. Right hand reaching back, left hand reaching forward. Straightening out that front leg, finding our triangle. So maybe first reaching forward, sliding forward, and to tuck the hands. Imagine that right hand pulling towards the ceiling. Left hand pulling towards the floor. Feeling a straight spine, not our side lean yet. Pull and lift. On your next breath, then you can reach forward, taking that right hand to out in front of you, above you. Feeling that little side body extension. Slowly start to bend that front knee, elbow to knee, extended side angle. Take a breath and we switch into our twisted lunge. Right hand on the ground, left hand high. Slowly start to straighten that front leg, only as much as your body allows. Slowly coming down back into that lunge, squaring that foot, taking the left foot back, finding your down dog. Again, flow through, maybe just cat-cow or chaturanga, whatever feels right in your body. And make our way back to down dog. One more time standing. Take those feet up to the hands to the feet. Come up either way you choose, rolling up or bending the knees, dropping the hips, inhale high. No matter what, we end up lifting high. I want you to exhale, pull those arms back, find your arch. Opening the chest, engage your core, squeeze your glutes. Both hands lift high and up and over towards the right and towards the left. We're going to take a moment to find our chair. Once again, taking your hands to heart center and find your chair. A little deeper twist this time if you would like. So first we drop down the hips, engage the core. Left elbow to right knee. We either stop there or extend the arms out. Back to heart center, maybe to mountain for a little break of the legs. Center and twist the other way. Open up the hands if you did on the other side. And hands back to heart center. This time, finding center and diving straight down. This time in our forward fold, I want you to feel a little deeper through the hips. We're going to kind of start working into the hips. So I want you to bend your left knee, kind of sitting into your right hip. If that means your hands are on your thighs or your shins or your feet, or your hands are on the ground, that's fine. As long as you're feeling this stretch through the outer right thigh. Just switching that, so right knee bends, left leg straightens, and kind of sitting into that left hip a little bit. We're going to make our way back into down dog or seated. It depends on what you want to do next. So if you want to go into pigeon, let's step back to down dog. You're going to take your right foot high and pull it through into our pigeon. If you would rather do figure four on your back, if pigeon doesn't feel good to your hips or knees, maybe it is a little bit better to be a little bit more adjustable in our seated or lying figure four. So if you do decide to do that, let's cross your right ankle over your left knee, maybe roll down. So no matter which position or posture you've chosen, we are all feeling that stretch in our right hip. A lot of times our hips get really tight, so if you feel some tension here, I want you to use your exhale to breathe out and try to relax and release. We're going to eventually come up into a seated position. So if you're lying on your back, all you have to do is roll up. You can unwind your legs and roll up. If you're in pigeon, what I'm going to have you do is just kind of come up a little bit and flip open your legs. We're going to be in a half straddle, so no matter which one you came from, I want your right foot on your inner thigh of your left leg. I want you to take your left hand on the inside of your left leg and just do a big up and over. And then inhale high, and we're going to take our left hand to our right knee, a tall twist. Sit tall, inhale, extension, exhale, twist. Even the head, the chin goes over the shoulder. Back to center, and up and over again. One more time each. Over to your twist. Left hand, right knee. Inhale in, exhale, twist. You want to go right back into your down dog for the other side. So just place your hands on your mat, flip your toes, press back to down dog. If you're going to be on your back anyway, we can just come back to center, cross the left over the right knee, and pull in. Again, take this time, maybe 5 or 6 breaths. Remember the tightness in the hips. You might just want to exhale, breathe in, connect to that physical body through our breath. It's also great practice to keep ourselves here in the present moment, the present feeling, putting everything else on hold for a few minutes. We're just going to go through our side body lean and twist on the other side. So as you're ready, if you're lying on your back, you just rock all the way up to seated. If you're in pigeon, remember you can just flip your body from that pigeon, opening up your hips. So what we're going to do is have that left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Taking that left hand up and over, big side body lean. Inhale, lift tall again, and twist right hand on left knee. One more time, each up and over. Back tall and right hand to left knee. Inhale, length, exhale, twist. And inhale back to center. I'm going to have you face the length way on your mat. Slowly starting to make our way onto our back just for a moment of final relaxation. But first, just a quick 2 postures. I want you to take your hands back behind you. And right away, our chest kind of wants to fall in. What I want you to do is to try to press those fingertips, whatever way you face them, doesn't matter. I want you just to lift the chest. Maybe the fronts of the shoulders, let the neck drop back. Find what feels good. If it's too much pressure, only go a little further back. And I want you to take your big inhale high, just big forward fold. Reaching towards those feet, tucking the chin. Slowly sit up, nice tall spine, tucking the tailbone, reaching towards those toes, but you slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. And as you settle in to find a comfortable position, laying down on your back, you might just stay palms facing open, ankles dropped open. Other comfortable positions might be feet a little wider, knees up, and then touching the knees together, kind of like a little tent. Sometimes that helps the back release slightly. And then for our hands, sometimes it feels good to just keep that energy going, that palms facing open, chest lifted. Sometimes we need to feel a little bit more grounded, and so sometimes doing that by placing our hands on our own body kind of helps us feel a little bit calmer and more grounded and comfortable. I like to have people place their hands on near their heart, left hand near their heart, right hand on the belly. If there's any other postures or positions your body is needing, feel free to do them now. Remember, trying to guide that breath a little deeper into the body, relaxing the mind, slowing the heart rate, slowing the breath. Continue to use the exhale to clear the mind. Please feel free to stay here as long as you would like. When you're ready to move on with the rest of your day, what I'm going to have you do is just pull your knees into your chest. Your hands kind of wrapped around your legs. I want you to flex your feet, bending the knees, bending the hips, and even round the spine up. Tuck the chin to the chest. Imagine that you're flexing and bending all your joints. And next inhale, extend everything. Point your toes, extend your arms back, feel as long as you can. Big breath in, even maybe arch the spine, a little yawn. Feel free to roll to one side first here. Find a little comfort and relaxation. When you're ready, come to seated. I want you just to come to heart, hands to heart center in a tall, comfortable, seated position. Remembering body language or body awareness can signal to other people, but also your own brain. So let's be confident but calm, lifting the chest, feeling tall, but chin slightly tucked, shoulders relaxed down, confident and ready for the rest of our day, but nice and calm. Take a nice deep breath in. Thank you all so much for coming. Namaste. And again, please comment if you did join any part of class or if you do it live or later. We'd love to hear how you thought it went. And thank you again all for coming.